almost at 50 episodes. We're almost at 50. Are we gonna do like a celebration, like all the pods do? Like we're gonna get like balloons and stickers and stuff when we get to 50?
Yeah, I'll go get a cookie cake and we could write big R&R on it.
Yeah. This is episode 44 of the Rhythm and Rhymes podcast. I'm your host, AJ Hughes. I'm here with my co-host Antonio Hughes, and I feel like there's a lot to talk about this week. I feel like there's a lot going on. Whenever Kanye West drops, it feels hectic. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I feel like anytime music comes out, he's like at the center of everything.
Yeah, his face is always gonna be there. Kanye always finds some way to get us really intrigued and bring us in just to not even drop the album on Spotify. So I couldn't even hear it, but
Oh, he did. You didn't know he did?
he did. It came out.
Okay, this is good. So the Kanye Ty Dolla Sign album was released on, was it Saturday? It was yesterday, right?
Yeah,
Or
it
was it
was
Friday?
yesterday.
It
It
was
was
yesterday it
yesterday.
came out, but initially it wasn't available on Spotify. And
Yeah.
it became available on Spotify like later in the day, like I think Saturday night. And so I listened to a little bit last night. Not really. I was sort of on my way somewhere, but I listened to it before we started recording. And I have a lot to say about this project. Mainly, it's gonna be less about the music and more about how it's like been released and potentially what that means. Because I don't think it's gonna be on Spotify for long. Honestly, I think it's gonna get taken down. Basically, they released it independently, and it was a thing because earlier in the year they were talking about how they were looking for somebody to distribute the album or to work with them, and it looked like they couldn't find a good partner for it to work. I remember Rick Ross came out and said he would do it, but I don't think anything came of that. But I've seen a lot of people online talking about how there's been a lot of copyright infringement on the project. And that's just the way he samples. And when you're working with Universal, the biggest major label, it's like they can facilitate a lot of that. If they want to use a sample, if they want to reach out to somebody and they like have an agreement with them, like, hey, you'll clear our samples, Universal could do a good job of doing that. But I seen Donna Summer, she tweeted a couple of days ago how basically one of the songs, Kanye reached out trying to get it cleared, and Donna Summer's estate said no. So he just had somebody else come in, switch a couple of words, sing the same song, and they still put it out. And it's on the album right now. So I see everybody and their mama coming out after coming out after Kanye West. I read another article on Billboard talking about how a lot of the outlets, the media outlets, the digital marketers, the people that usually push albums out, working with Kanye West, are hesitant to work with him because of the Jewish stuff. That might be propaganda. That might be actually the sentiment of a lot of people who are usually distributing his music. But I just feel like there's going to be a lot to be said about how this project is received. I saw something earlier talking about how his tour dates, he's supposed to be all over the world. He's going to Lagos, he's going to Paris, he's going to Australia, he's going to Asia, he's going everywhere. And so if this album is received well, despite all of the things going on around it, I think that'll say a lot about people releasing music moving forward.
Yeah, I already think there's that sentiment of people can do it by themselves more than they ever have been able to. Like labels aren't as necessary. One person I always point to is La Russell. Like he's doing a lot of the stuff on what's that app called, bro? That he does a lot of his stuff on.
Even
That
Biz.
he Even Biz, yeah, he does a lot of stuff on Even Biz where people get to pick their price, and I think that's something that more artists should take advantage of, like distributing your music by yourself. Because at the end of the day, like you're not getting that much off streams in the first place. And I think just going back into Kanye, I think with what he kept saying and all the antics he's had, I kept saying it like he was not cutting relationships, but he was severing a lot of ties unintentionally. He was just saying what he thought, but people are going to have their opinion about what you say. Like you can't be mad about somebody's reaction to your actions. So it's like you can't really, this is kind of how it goes in the industry when you're trying to work with a bunch of people there are a lot of Jewish people in the music industry. If you start saying offensive things or doing things that they aren't fine with, then yeah, you're going to have these issues. But I do think he's still Kanye West. He still has his cult fan base, and I don't really think he needs that. I think it's gonna
Yeah.
take a second for the album to really push like it was before because he doesn't have the same resources he had before. But I still think he's gonna do well with this album. I think I gotta go listen to it, see how it sounds. But it
Yeah.
always sounds good. The music hasn't been bad really to me. Like I can't name a bad Kanye album all the way
Poop,
through. I can't.
poop, the scoop. You remember that?
That's not an
Poop, the scoop.
album.
But it was a verse.
Bro.
I'm in terms of the music on this project, bro. From the songs I've heard, these are the worst Kanye West bars I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah,
But
he hasn't been rapping for a while. I'm not gonna lie.
the beats on here are crazy. The beats on here are crazy, bro. And like as Kanye's progressed, it's been interesting to watch because I was thinking about this. He has a song on there that sounds like Easy with
Uh-huh.
with the Game. That's one of my favorite Kanye West songs of recently, and it sounds like that. And I'm like, bro, this is just so like the vibe of it is just so like hard. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Kanye West's career arc has been he started off as a producer, he wanted to be an artist, so he became an artist, and then as he became super popular as an artist, he started like caring less and less about the raps and more about the music and the vibe of it. Because this, like
Yeah.
the last couple of albums, like Donda was seemed like a compilation project as opposed to a Kanye West album. It was more like, yo, can I set a vibe of a song and then Fabio hop on this, Jay-Z hop on this, the baby. He's just like sort of facilitating like DJ Khaled at this point. And so the bars on here, horrible, trash, basuda. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like there's that one song, I don't know the name of it. I gotta look it up. But it's the one where he's like, big booty naked women don't fall out the sky, or whatever the fuck. You heard that?
I don't know if I've heard that
Bruh,
song.
bruh. That shit, it sounds the most ridiculous, but it's a bop. What's the name of the song, bro? Now I gotta pull it up and play it for you because I sound crazy. I don't know what the fuck I just said.
I do agree with you. Like I feel like the past couple of years, a lot of Kanye's music has just been about the beats, and um, I used to think Kanye's run from literally I said his first album until probably Pablo is one of the greatest runs in rap history to me. Like just to me, because he was able to find the perfect marriage of his bars. Yes, I feel like before some of his bars were still simple, but they were simple but thought out. That's the thing, like to me. And I feel like he cared more about that because he was trying to prove like I can be a rapper, I can do this, I can be as great as y'all. And then when he got proven, I feel like he stopped caring, bro. He wasn't one of those that stuck with it.
Yeah, I found it. I'm gonna play some of it for you.
Okay.
Wait. Having issues connecting with our, of course.
Cool. I also think all the antics with his wife are weird, but we keep going.
I'm just trying to get to the hook. Wait. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Uh, uh.
Bro,
That shit hard. I don't know why it's hard. I don't know why
bro,
it's hard, but that shit hard.
this is like watching Clay Thompson fall off. This is making me mad, bro. It's making me hot. Like, yes, we still get some games here and there, but Clay is gone and Kanye might be gone. I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
But the
That's
beat
just
is,
me.
bro. I'm
But
telling
the
you, go
but the beats
home.
sound amazing. Yeah.
You go listen to that, bro. Just ride to it. Like when you went to 2 to 3 minutes, when he, beautiful people, don't fall out the sky. You right. You like, yo, they don't fall out the sky. You like they are. You like they don't. What are you talking about? They don't come like. And so, bro, this is all I felt on this album. But I was like, bro, he's just him. It doesn't matter what he said. It sounds fire. It doesn't matter. He get his daughter on here like, hey, yo, rap on this bitch. Rap on this bitch real quick. What?
I still like that. I don't know. I
Oh,
still think that was funny.
yeah,
That song
yeah.
I actually liked on the album, bro, because then they put Ty and Kanye on the back end. Like,
Yes,
I
bro.
heard
That's
that.
yeah. So we will see how this goes, but I think there's a lot to be said for how the album does. I remember going to the Donda show with Josh a couple of years ago, and I will never be in the box again because can't hear the music. Shout out to you, Josh. I paid 120 for nothing. Um, I wouldn't do that again. I would be closer because it looks like an amazing show. The way they had aesthetically set it up, it feels like he's just out here trying to like do the biggest art piece possible. That's what he's trying to
Yeah,
do at this point. And I would love to go to a show if schedule aligns, but I'm gonna try. We'll see.
yeah, I definitely think it'll be worth it.
Okay, Sony. Sony back to buying catalogs. Sony Music buys stake in Michael Jackson's catalog, valued at over $1.2 billion. The deal is at least 600 million, which includes half of the star's publishing and recorded masters catalog. I found this interesting because I feel like I didn't know how much of the estate that Sony owned already. I thought they owned some, and so it was interesting to see that they just bought half. Um, Another thing I found interesting about this was that it's not just Michael Jackson's catalog; it's also the catalog of some of the people that he already owned. Uh, Michael Jackson owned some of Sly and the Family Stone, Jerry Lee Lewis, Jackie Wilson, Curtis Mayfield, Ray Charles, Percy Sledge, and Dion. Um, so wasn't surprising, but it's crazy that his catalog is still worth this today. I don't know. I didn't think it would be that much still.
And I mean, that's only half.
Right.
That's what I was
Right.
thinking. That's only
Yeah.
half of the catalog. Like, bro, that's a crazy number for one person. Although there's a couple other people in there, it's like majority of this is Michael
Right.
Jackson, bro.
And I
Like,
mean, I feel like Curtis
that's
hold his
crazy.
own. Curtis bring in a couple mil. You know what I'm saying? But
Possibly Ray Charles too. Yeah, I'll give you that. But it's like, bro, bro,
this
but
is.
90% of this, which is bringing in this revenue, it's like Drake on Spotify, bro. It's mostly Mike, bro.
Do you
Like
think?
it's
Do you think Michael Jackson has the most valuable catalog of any artist dead or alive today?
off the top of my head, probably him or Taylor Swift. Like to be honest, or Bad Bunny. Those would probably be my three. Like or Drake, or Drake, or Drake, or Drake. But I mean, I still think
You think Taylor Swift and Bad Bunny, Drake you can debate, but I feel like Taylor Swift and Bad Bunny, you think their catalogs today are worth the same as Michael Jackson? I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Okay, maybe I would maybe just say Taylor Swift, maybe not Bad Bunny. Maybe I'm just thinking Bad Bunny has so much of Latin America. He is the
Yeah.
biggest artist from Latin America at this moment, has been for the past couple of years. And I mean, his tour made what $1 billion that one year that he went on tour for
Yeah.
Un Verano Sin
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think that's just who came to mind. Like when I'm thinking big artists, obviously you're gonna say Drake, but it's like Taylor moved the economy all year, like
Yeah.
all year, bro. And like she, I think there was a reason that I'm still kind of confused with the contract thing with Scooter Braun and all that, but like there's a reason she felt like she could sit there and re-record her entire catalog because I feel like it was worth that much. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I just feel like that would be the name I would think of, like Bad Bunny and Taylor Swift. Like honestly,
I agree with you. I think the interesting part to me about this is that Michael Jackson died 15 years ago.
right?
And so the fact that he's still the bar 15 years after he died, and a lot of the majority of like the good stuff was like the 80s and the 90s. Like he had, I'm not trying to discount the back of his career, but like that music is timeless in every sense of the word. And so are all of, and now that got me to thinking who of the new artists is going to be that valuable 15 years after they die. I feel like Drake. I feel like Drake is definitely a safe bet. And I think Bad Bunny may be a safe bet pretty soon, maybe because
Yeah,
he's a different thing. He's a different, like he's the first of his kind for real in that way. Taylor Swift to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Skews, so many skews. We don't know.
I think it is. Like she, bro, moved the economy, and it's like I want. I always talk about what my ex girlfriend says about her, but it's like the way she created her albums and the way she grew, all of her fans grew with her. But it was kind of like Nicki Minaj, with every year she's still getting the young fans. So I feel
Yeah,
like if
yeah.
she, let's say she died today, I think her catalog would shoot up crazy in value, and I think for the next at least 10 years, she would still have a runway of that, making a bunch of money. Like,
I just
in
had a
all
really
honesty.
morbid thought, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, she is America's darling right now, which is kind of nuts. Um, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Shout out to Jackson, the Jackson estate. You know what I'm saying? Gary GI. If you know, you know. Um, Daniel Ek, the CEO of Spotify. I think we're about to head into the Great Depression. We're about to head into a recession or the Great Depression. One of the two. I don't know. So Daniel Ek cashes out another $57 million in Spotify stock. He's the CEO of Spotify. Just 3 months after he took out $64 million in stock, and 6 months after he took out $100 million in stock. Right. Spotify stock over the last year has been on a steady incline. And so it looks good to buy into a lot of people. But when people at the top of organizations start selling, they know the other shoe's about to fall. You know what I'm saying? And so I always find it interesting when people like put these headlines out of like, oh, this guy's selling stock. This guy's selling stock. But there's never the article like, yo, everybody's selling, we're heading into a depression. We're heading into a recession. Like you hear some whispers of it, but it's not loud enough for me. You know what I'm saying? And Spotify being a music company, great place to bring this to. So that's why I brought it. But I also wanted to note that Jeff Bezos just sold $2 billion in Amazon stock. If anybody's going to know anything about Amazon, he doesn't sell stock like that. That's like
Yeah.
he's historically been his position. He sold occasionally, but nothing this large. And then Mark Zuckerberg sold 428 million at the end of the year. Now you can also say like at the end of the year for tax purposes, write-offs and all that stuff, they end up doing it at that time anyway. But this is an abnormal amount of money. And so I just found it, I don't know, almost alarming. It's like, bro, he just sold off 200 million in stock and that's it. That's the headline.
I've seen that with a couple of different like big owners of companies, and I also feel like just something from like the stock trader side. Right now, the big thing that everybody's talking about is that the S&P 500, which is like the big index with all the bigger companies, like they own Apple, Microsoft, Google, a lot of Amazon, like companies like that, Meta. And it's getting to this level where it's going to be like extremely overbought, and that's like that QQQ and some other stuff in the Nasdaq are like what really show where the market is going. And everybody's saying that you can see this market crash like setting up, like it's clear as day, and it's just kind of not if, it's like when. So I do think that's crazy though, that he sold off that much. And I didn't even hear about Jeff Bezos, but that's actually kind of
Yeah.
good to know.
He's not the CEO of Amazon anymore, so I feel like a lot of his
Yeah.
he's almost like they almost look at him as he's still Amazon. Like he's the chairman, I think. So he's still on the board and stuff,
Right.
but he's not running it day to day. So a lot of that stuff sort of goes under the radar at this point, I think. But I also think this combined with the fact that there has been a lot of layoffs at these major labels at Universal, Sony, a lot of these companies now, um, because of the way tech is starting to evolve, like a lot of these tech companies are laying a ton of people off outside of music, but a lot of these music companies are tech companies first that sell music or they work in music.
Mm-hmm.
Like Spotify is a tech company, and
Right.
so a lot of these companies are adjusting their internal, like the way they look internally and how many people work there, as a sign of like a potential crash coming too. We've seen that in recruiting, which a lot of tech companies aren't hiring as much as they had been the last couple of years. So I think that's also telling that the music companies are doing that because they are technically tech companies too. Um, but
Yeah, I
are
saw
you?
Warner Bros. Laid
Wait, go
off
ahead, go
like
ahead.
600. I saw Warner Bros. Had laid off a bunch of people. Like I saw that Warner Music Group, they had laid off a
Yeah,
bunch of people. I did see that.
yeah. I think depending on how you look at things, personally for me, it looks like opportunity to me.
Hmm.
To me, it looks like opportunity. It looks, if you look at it through that lens, but most people are just trying to get a job. And if people are getting laid off, they're scared. And I get that. So it's 100% warranted. But when I look at things, it's like if all of these companies are slimming down, thinking that they have the formula moving forward, it's like there's going to be a ton of great talent and people who are smart and capable out there with like looking for an opportunity to get paid. And so if you
Right.
look at it like that, I think a lot of people might end up getting, I end up making a lot of money. That's usually what happens in recessions and depressions. Like a lot of the business people, they get to it. They find opportunity and they get to it. But
Right.
I wanted to ask you like a finance question. Like this will be quick, but how is that coming along for you? Like looking at the stock market and trading, and are you setting any like are you looking at the potential the dip and you gonna buy the dip? Like what does it look like for you?
I mean, it's actually looking pretty good. I actually just had a swing trade that went really positively. Like it was damn near like a 400 or 500% trade.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, so that went really good, and I'm starting to really understand what I would want to do with it as far as like how I would want to trade and stuff. I'm definitely looking to buy the dip. I don't know when the dip is gonna come. I've been heavily watching like Market Mondays, stuff like that, because they talk more long term. And then I've been definitely watching some of the day traders and swing traders that I've been keeping up with. But I'm definitely looking to buy the dip, and I think with some of the people I've been getting mentored by, talked to about it, they just tell me that it's a long process, bro. Like you're not going to be able to understand trading and understand what a stock chart is and like the different movements and why it's moving that way and like things like that. You're not going to be able to understand it when you're first doing it. That's why the first 6 months I was way more frustrated doing it because I'm sitting here like, bro, I feel like I am looking at it every day. Mom used to tell me, do you have a plan? Are you planning each step out? Like, are you writing down? Are you doing a trade journal? Now, granted, I wasn't doing it as much as I am now. Like, I've been journaling every single trade I've took since um, probably start of the year because I haven't took that many since the start of the year. But I think it's coming along well, and I think one of the things that I've had trouble with as far as getting a job or getting an internship in the finance field is lack of experience. And I was sitting there like, okay, well, let's be honest, how am I going to get that experience without like getting an internship in a finance field, doing something like
Right.
that? Like she even told me to try to be a bank teller. I applied to be a bank teller multiple times because I had that same thought as soon as I turned 18. I was like, well, this is kind of finance field, it's banking. It would definitely look good on a resume for that. But I've kind of just committed to like, okay, I'm learning this investing. I've been learning just strictly investing outside of the trading. I've been learning investing for the past 4 or 5 years now at this point because it's just been an interest of mine. Like as soon as I
Yeah.
really started making money with a job, I was like, okay, how can I make this into more money? That's the thought I had. But yeah, I mean, it's going well. That's kind of my synopsis
Nah,
of it. It's going
that's
pretty well.
good.
Like,
That's good. That's dope. And the way you just said like how you were trying to get a job out of it. I mean, usually like the people who end up being entrepreneurial or starting their own thing, a lot of times that's how it starts. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, and some people, what ends up happening, they start doing their own thing. It gets big enough, and then they get the opportunity, they get the job, or they get the, you
yeah,
know what I'm saying? And they go take it. And then some people, by the time they got the opportunity, it's like, why would I go work for somebody else when I'm already like getting a bag on my own? And so
right,
that's a great position to be in, though. That's a great position because then you have you have choices. Like, do I want to go work for somebody and sort of stop doing the whole thing, or am I chilling and I want to keep doing the whole thing on my own? I mean, part of this is sort of how that happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't start this
yeah,
until I got rejected from every music label. I applied to every single one, and I was just like,
yeah,
okay, I can't. This is the only way I'm going to work in music right now. So I was like,
right,
see what happens. Somebody's gonna notice, and maybe I'll get a job. But it got to the point where it's like I kind of think I might still take the. I don't know, but that's a great position to be in. You know what I'm saying? Where you have like, okay, I'm building this thing and I'm learning, and I feel like you get more experience that way than going up through the company anyway, because you have to
yeah,
figure it out on your own. So that's good to hear, though.
yeah, yeah. And that's what I've had to do is sit there and really figure it out myself, discipline myself to actually like, okay, if you're going to take this trade, you need to have the reasons to take it. You need to be really, emotions is a big thing in it too. Like I think at the time I started trading, I was still really very emotional. Like I feel like I got gained a better control of like mood swings and stuff like that, and that's really important in trading. So I think yeah, it's just
That's
gonna
good.
take some more time, bro. But yeah,
That's good.
I'm doing pretty good as far as that right now.
Side note on emotions. On emotions, I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but I ain't gonna lie. I've been feeling angry recently. I've been feeling
For real.
angry. Like they've been like outbursts of like I'll be cool and I just have a moment where it's like I'm mad. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll like go take some martial arts or some shit like that. I think I'm about to take a boxing class. I found a place that does a free boxing class and I'm gonna try it. And then if I like it, I'm gonna just book some classes and do that.
You should do it. I've been wanting to box. When I was home, I don't know if you remember Ricky, but he was like heavy into boxing. Like he had
Yeah.
been boxing since he was 12, 13, and he had told me I could come work with him. I just never had the time for basketball and stuff. But I've been wanting to do that. Like that's real. It's definitely really helpful.
Yeah. I think I was thinking about martial arts for a long time, but I'm like, yo, I just wanna get some hands. You get some hands, it's different. It's different. So I think I'm gonna just start with that. Let's get into new
Definitely.
music though. Let's get into new music. I'm excited. Yo, Little Simz dropped um, an EP. Surprise! A couple days early, she let people know. It's called Drop Seven. Were you able to hear any of this?
Yeah, I listened to the whole thing.
Did you? How did you like it? What did you think about it?
Um, it was different. I think some of the things I just wrote down while I was listening to it, it was super like house EDM. There was still raps on there, which was kind of crazy hearing her rap over these beats. And how we said, like the house EDM thing is kind of really coming into a head, like really becoming the thing. And then I also got kind of like a weird like Black Eyed Peas vibe. Like, that's what I was kind of hearing too. Like it was kind of giving me Will I Am, but real techno too. But I think it sounded crazy. Like I think there's just gonna
Yeah,
be these really weird, crazy sounds coming out, and I think it sounded cool. But I need to listen to it more. But there was a lot that I could hear being in a DJ set, so I could see it kind of sounded like that's the type of music she was trying to make with this. So
yeah. I think everything is cyclical, and I'm gonna get into why that's important in a minute. But I liked a lot of the songs on here, and I hated a couple of them. And I think divisive music. I love divisive music. It makes you like really have an opinion about it. And so there were
hmm
songs on here like Power is like very short, but the beat is so crazy to me. I love that song. But then there's another song in there which I really hate. It's super electronic. And I do think I keep saying it. We're in the roaring 20s. It just might be a little off, but like what the roaring 20s was, what the dance era was, like that's where we're at. That's where we're at. And people are just very slow to realize it right now. They don't really understand it because the music hasn't caught up yet. But the people who are on the edge, the people who are experimenting and shit like that, they're already there. You know what I'm saying? You got the
right.
K-Trinadas, you got the Little Sims, you got like the people in South Africa. Like there's people already there on that edge. And I think I'm interested to see more people do it because I just love, like, I'm ready to dance, bro. I was just organizing some form of dance class here a little bit ago. I'm like, okay, like this is a vibe. Um, but yeah, I liked this project for what it was. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to the whole thing, maybe just a couple, but it's worth giving a listen if you like house music.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It was a good little vibe. Good little
Okay,
vibe.
Sunday Service by Lotto. Did you listen to this? What'd you think?
I did listen to it. I liked it a lot. I totally agree with Latto. Get in the booth. Anybody wants to talk, I won't hear no talking. I love how she came on this. It wasn't pussy rap. It wasn't this the nigga I fuck. That's the nigga I fuck. We're talking about raps, bars, and that's it. I like the video too. Like the video was real creative. And I think if anybody wants to get in the booth with Lotto, I got my money on Lotto. So I've always said that.
Yeah, I like the song. It was a good song. It's a I don't know. I just like real rap, bro. I feel like nobody's like
Mm-hmm.
rapping for real, and she's rapping like she's doing her thing. This song is
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Yeah. Um, this one song I wanted to bring up because mainly for production reasons, but I don't really know who this girl is. Her name is Callie. The song called Bozo. Did you hear that or no?
I didn't hear that, but
Okay, let me play a little bit for you. I have it up.
okay.
I
I will
just
see
like
if I.
the sample. Oh, well, you pulling it up on your.
No, you could play it. I'm just trying to see if I know the artist like with the rest of her songs.
Okay. I just love the sample. I don't know if I love her on the sample yet, but this is the stuff I was talking about earlier. Like these are the
Mhm.
type of songs I want more of. Okay.
Her I think I saw this in the newly released songs. I think I just remember her face because she was bad
Yeah,
as
it came
hell.
up randomly to me.
But
I'm gonna just get to the hook because she's like,
oh, bro, she's that girl who released that song, Area Codes. You know that
oh yeah,
the
yeah,
the
yeah.
one? Yeah, yeah.
Can
That's
you
where I
can
knew
you
her
see it
from.
now?
Yeah, yeah. I can see it now. Okay, yeah.
Okay. That beat is crazy.
I don't want to hear that type of Keisha Cole sample, but it did sound good. I'm not gonna lie.
You say you don't know what about that Keisha Cole sample?
I said I don't want to hear that type of Keisha Cole sample. Like if I hear a Keisha Cole in the background, unless it's Last Night in the background, I would rather hear it as like a slower artist. You know what I mean? Just like I want to hear it over
Fair.
something smooth, like yeah, water beats,
But
underwater.
I feel like but the hip hop head in you, that I feel like the grimy hip hop fan in me wants, because my thing is a lot of the older hip hop was off of like soul samples, R&B
Yeah.
samples, you know what I'm saying? And they was getting real grimy over them. And I feel like our version of that would be, yo, sample Ashanti, sample Keisha Cole, sample John Legend, sample Alicia Keys, like sample like the goats of like that's what the people that started making me want to play piano. That's what I've been thinking about, like doing the DJ thing. I'm like, bro, I want somebody to fucking kill a like I've been trying to figure out how to put John Legend in my set so bad. I've been trying to do it so bad because I'm like, bro, these are the soul. This is our soul type shit. And so like, if this is the foot in, like people are dipping their toe in, I'm gonna highlight it because I want more of it.
I feel you. I get that. I get that.
Last project I wanted to mention, South African on my piano. I'm your on my piano resident podcast host. Clickbait by DBN Gogo. Um, Not as familiar with her. I feel like names of South African on my piano DJs and artists, it's hard for me because a lot of the times they're not the vocalists on the song, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they just put the beat together, or they get the people together, or they get the people together in a room to make the song. Like Uncle Waffles isn't vocaling on a lot of these songs, so like pairing them with their songs is hard. But Uncle Waffles started a new channel on YouTube where she was doing DJ sets at different parties and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
there's only two episodes. One is Uncle Waffles, and then one is DB and Gogo. And that set was crazy. I listened to it a couple weeks ago. I'll probably put it in the description so we can like share it. But the project sounds pretty good. It's only like a couple songs, like 8 songs, but you know, Uncle Waffles and other on my piano DJs, their songs are like 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes long sometimes. So it's
Right.
about a half an hour, I think, a little bit longer. Worth a listen if you're trying to get into on my piano. You like log drums, um, definitely check it out.
Yeah, I'll definitely give this a listen.
Last song I wanted to bring up, and then if you had anything else that you had listened to, I might have missed something. I'm not sure, but Chris Patrick put out a single last week. It was during the week. It wasn't on Friday. It was called "Slide on Me." That song is crazy to me. Oh, that my mistake. That song didn't come out last week. That song came out um, in September, and I'm just late as hell. It just came up in my shit last week. But I'm gonna highlight it anyway. Fuck it. That song is crazy. I've been listening to that song for the last like 4 days. I don't know.
Mm. I mean, the only other song I have, I was gonna use as my sleeper. So yeah,
Okay. Um,
sleeper.
New age. I think I'll get into new age conscious rappers another day because I have I have a lot to say on them, but this was good enough. We've given the people what they wanted. You know what I'm saying? So what song are you giving the people this week? What music are you leaving them with?
So this week, female rappers running the game right now. One of mine that I've been a big fan of since FNF. is Glorilla, right? And Glorilla put out Yeah Glow, and it's real Memphis, bro. Like the beat is real Memphis, the way she's speaking is real Memphis. Her accent never leaves, and I love that about how she raps and how she speaks. And this was really good too. Like this is one of those other ones where it's not you sitting there worried about ass twerking on a car, like sitting there pussy rap. It's real bars with her every single time. And that's what I've always messed with about her. Yeah, obviously how she came out it was a little different, but you after that she's given us real bars from there every time she's put it out. So I'd say that, and then 2K24 by RMC Mike. That's Detroit rap. Another song that came out this week. I really enjoyed that, and I just wanted to point that out because Rio's getting out this year, and I will be talking about Rio's new album when it comes out, Rio
Re-
2024. But
Rio, I don't know who that is.
Rio the Young OG, he made Legendary. Basically, he got locked up like 4 years ago during COVID for you know Detroit doing dumb stuff. I don't know exactly what happened, but he he's still been releasing a lot of music from jail. He was one of the first artists to blow up around the same time Baby Tron did, and literally RMC Mike around the same time Peasy and Sada Baby did. He was working a
Okay.
lot with them. He started to be one of the newer guys in that Detroit scene, and he was finna pop. He had Legendary that year. He dropped it. It was everywhere, and that's still one of the probably when I hear niggas listen to Detroit rap, that song is probably one of them ones where that's what they're gonna mention is Legendary. Like that's one of the better Detroit songs to come out in the past couple of years. But yeah, Glow and 2K24 RMC Mike. Those are my two.
I'm gonna have to get into the Detroit rap a lot more. I feel like I've only got like I learned about Detroit rap mostly through like the collaborations, like when they collaborate with
Mm-hmm.
people outside of Detroit, or when they collaborated with like Big Sean. Like when Big Sean put Detroit 2 out, and he put that Friday night the freestyle or whatever. He had a ton of them on there. Like I heard
Yeah.
Sada Baby through G Herbo. Some of them have collabs with like West Coast rappers, so I don't know a ton of them. I've heard names, but I need to listen to them more. So I'm gonna go check that out.
Yeah.
Um, my two songs of the week. The first one, I'm gonna say "What Happened to the World" by Larry June, The Alchemist, and Wiz Khalifa. This song kind of slid through when I first listened to the project. It wasn't one of my favorites, but recently, for some reason, Wiz was sliding on that, bro. That song is hard. That song is hard. So that song with Larry June, and then I'll say Power. Power by Little Simz. That one is just such a bop to me. And it's so different than anything I've ever heard. So those are my two songs for this week.
Okay. Okay.
Next
I'll mess
week.
with that.
What do we next week? What do we got from new age conscious rappers? Are they conscious, or are they just using big words? Um, maybe Usher. Maybe we'll get into Usher. You know what I'm saying? Did he get washed on his own album? I don't know. We'll find out next week on 45. What else we gonna find out about it? You know? Anything?
We might have to talk about Dej Loaf again because she just released a little visual on her Instagram talking about. I think she said, "Don't let them call themselves Dej. There's only one. There's only one. She's the originator of her style, bro." So we might have to get into Dej next week. Let's go. Let's
Back
go.
up off me. Back up off me. Like, subscribe, share with your mama. You know what I'm saying? We'll see y'all next week.